All right, so today is October 1st. You're due now. You're going to just write on the chat, in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared do you feel about the main idea quiz that you guys have today? And the student application is working today. So you guys will be spending some time. I'll explain a little bit more when we go over the agenda. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared do you feel for the test? Anthony, why so low? All right, so we're gonna go over the agenda. You guys have already done the do now. You're gonna work on the student application for a little bit because you guys haven't been able to get on for a few days because of the mix-up, but it's finally working. So you guys will work on that today. We're gonna do a review before you guys take your main idea quiz, and then we're gonna finish out class with an ultimate fall trivia Kahoot. If you guys didn't know, today's October 1st, and it is the last quarter of 2020. So we have 3 more months until the year is over. Fall technically started in September, but I think this ultimate fall trivia is going to be a nice end to our class. So I wanted to do that. All right, so we're going to get started with student application. Go ahead and pull up your Re180 website, and you guys will spend some time on there. So just put your thumb up when you have your student application pulled up. Just a heads up, it might have started you over for Mindset Matters, but since you've already...
Can I get my notebook because it has it, the code?
Yeah, go ahead. So just a heads up, it might start you over, but you guys have already completed the Mindset Matters, so it should just be a breeze to get right through it again. Okay? Thank you for staying on task and working hard. I know it's been a few days since you've been able to get on, so thank you guys for being on task. We're going to move on to our review before you guys take your quiz. A lot of the questions I believe there are 5 or 6 questions. They're straight off of the PowerPoint slides. So if you've been studying off the PowerPoints, if you've been paying attention and taking notes from what we went through the last few weeks, then you should be okay. All right. So let me pull up the PowerPoint. We're going to go over a few things, and then I'll have you guys take the quiz, okay? I'm going to go over some expectations. The quiz is over Canvas, so I'm going to give you some expectations of how to take a quiz on Canvas, okay? Because we haven't taken one in this class yet, all right? All right, so always remember that the main idea is the most important part of the text, or what the text is mostly about. But the language that I use in my class it is the most important part of the text, okay? It's what the author wants you to understand the most, okay? It's the main focus of that article, passage, magazine, article, whatever it is. It's going to be what the text is mostly about, okay? What is the most important part? Now, there are clues that help you identify the main idea of a text. You look at the titles and the headings, right? When you pick up a book, first thing that you see is the cover. If there's a picture on the cover, you look at that. If there's a title, that's what you read. Those 2 features are going to help you identify what the story is mostly about. Look at the pictures. Sometimes the main idea is stated in the first or last sentence in the first paragraph. So it's always important that you focus on that beginning area of the passage, or the first couple, I won't say couple, the first paragraph of that passage, okay? Look for words that are used repeatedly. If the author uses a word more than a few times, it's going to be, it's kind of obvious that they want you to pay attention to it and comprehend and understand that word. And the last thing, a last clue for determining or identifying the main idea is you have to ask yourself, what is this story telling me? What do I need to focus on? What's important? Okay? You guys understand that? It is what the story is mostly about. It's the most important part of the story. And these are the clues to help you identify them. All right, I'm going to have you guys read through these once. Aylin, can you read the first clue starting with look?
Look at the titles and headings.
Okay, DeAnthony, read the next one.
Look at the picture.
Okay, sometimes the main idea is stated in the first or last sentence in the first paragraph. Carlos, read the fourth one. Can you read the fourth clue for us, starting with look for?
Look for clues, words that are used repeatedly.
Good. And Quavion, read the last one. Read the last clue. What should we ask ourselves? Go ahead, Quavion. Read the last bullet point. And put your face to the camera so I can see you. Last bullet point that says, ask yourself. Read that aloud for us.
What is this story telling me?
Yes, so these are the clues to help you determine or identify the main idea. All right. Details support the main idea. Okay, repeat after me. Details support the main idea. You're on mute, but you still should be saying it. Details support the main idea. One more time for good measure. Details support the main idea. Now, supporting details tell us a lot about the main idea. They describe, they tell more, they give more information. But if we want to break it down into specific words, the supporting details tell us how, they tell us what, they tell us when, where, why, how much, or how many. Okay, so if we want to categorize the details job, we say that they support the main idea. They tell us how something happens, when something happens, where it happens, why it happens, okay? So we're reading a newspaper article about school starting or the reopening of schools. The title is going to be going to give us a clue about what it's about or what the article is mostly about, but the details in the story, in the article, the body of the article is going to tell us when are we allowed to come back? What are the procedures that we have to follow? Where will we eat lunch? Why are we, staying 6 feet apart? So that's the body, that's the meat of the article. Does that make sense? Let's say it one more time. Details support the main idea. Say it, Carlos. Details support the main idea. Good. They tell us how, when, where, why, how much, or how many. All right. So that's going to be our review. Like I said, the quiz is basically these 2 slides broken up into a couple questions. And just some things that I want to go over. I'll show you. Actually, pause. This is what the quiz looks like. Just some things to go over. There's 6 questions. It's worth 13 points. The last question is worth 7 points. Okay. There's a mix of questions. There's going to be a fill in the blank. There's going to be a multiple choice. There's going to be a check, click all that apply. Yeah, so that's just a mix of what kind of questions there will be on there. Like I said, it's going to mirror the slides. One thing that I do want to point out is responsible students. Let's make sure that we're using academic honesty. You guys have had time to prepare for this. You've had the information to study from. So I just want you guys to try your best and use what you know, okay? I don't want you guys to feel like you have to search Google for the answers because that's not going to show me what you know. This quiz is to, let me know what you know and how well you understand main idea in detail. So this is just a warning if you decide to pull up another tab or open up a new window, search on Google, I will know. It will notify me. And then I will just have to take the necessary actions on what to do next. So let's just make sure that we are practicing academic honesty. Just try your best, okay? It's only 6 questions. It's not going to be a long, hard test. Okay, do we have any questions before you guys begin?